take a chance. You know what I'm saying? Be creative, create something new. You want to battle, I feel it, but create something different, a different way of approaching it. You know, we don't all do dubstep. We love hip hop. This is in America. We like R&B, we like jazz, we like country, we like, there's a lot of this in there. But but I want to, you know, move away from this for a minute, and I want to break it up and have a little performance so you get an idea of like some of the the vocals that are up here tonight. So the first performance I'd like to bring up is Marya and Yako. And Marya is gonna be doing her thing, scatting, and you know, Yako's beatboxing. But I'm not gonna put them in a box. You'll see what they do.
Can I just say that improvising is so key, and Yako and I don't know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna improvise, and that's what we're talking about, right? You want to throw down a beat for me?
Sure, sure. To me is the kind of lineage that scatting and beatboxing share. You know, because jazz cats, if I'm not mistaken, they don't really like a lot of scatters. They don't like playing behind scatters. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, I mean, if you're Ella Fitzgerald, everyone loves you. But now in current day world, if you're playing with a regular rhythm section and you start scatting, everybody back there is going to be like, oh man, there she goes. You know, like, when is she going to be done? Because this is just, you know, it's boring. They don't like it for some reason, and I've encountered that way too often. But you know, it's something that is a skill that a lot of people can do, and if they're learning from musicians and from other great scatters like Ella, like Sarah Vaughan, like John Hendricks, you know, they're learning from, and I learned from musicians more so than from vocalists. My father was a great jazz musician, and
that's funny because I say this about beatboxing. You know what I mean? That beatboxer, the way I grew up, we listened to the album and, you know, imitated the album and, you know, the instrumentation. That's what we did. Where now they watch other beatboxers, so they sound like a beatboxer, a human beatboxer, where we were trying to emulate the machine of it.
Or even, you know,
just
live instruments.
Right.
Just the instrumentation of just the sound and just capturing that sound, rather than saying, okay, well, I'm going to capture the essence of another human making that sound.
Right, exactly. So I don't go up there and try to sound like Ella Fitzgerald. I go up there and try to sound like my father playing the saxophone, or I try to sound like Miles Davis, or I try to, you know, or I'm hearing not necessarily Miles Davis, but I'm hearing, oh, you know, what would Maynard Ferguson sound like playing the trumpet right now? You know, I'm gonna do, you know, and I just go and I try to do that. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from an instrumentalist point of view as a scatterer.
Do you think that I've been pushing to have to expand the vocal techniques in hip hop? You know, what I've always thought, real quick, singing it is cool. What I find is that when hip hop came into it, they brought in a vocal style rap, which broke the monotony of singing that we were hearing in the industry, and that gets glossed over quite a bit. Like it like just went right over people's heads. Like on top of that, it's another vocal style. You know what I mean? And it's amazing. And it's like, you know, people are just like, okay, wow, this is it's going on the radio and everything like that. So my thing is to sit there and take a cue and go, well, you know, can we put scatting on hip hop beats? Can we put whistling on hip hop beats? Can we do tooth and throat singing over hip hop beats? So, you know, yeah.
Just a quick point to add to that, which is what I love about scatting is that it is singing, it is the voice, but it's taking away the words. So I think like what's nice about MCing is that, you know, you're taking away the melody and you're focusing in just on the words. But my favorite MCs, like Micah 9 is a great example of this from Freestyle Fellowship. He studied a lot of jazz, you know, scatters and trumpet, you know, saxophones. Supposedly he was transcribing and, you know, listening and trying to get the same patterns and changes in his voice. So he's like rhyming, using the language, but he's using the melody and the flow too. And I just wanted to say that there's another cool exercise that I've been seeing people doing, like Baba Israel, like Y, you know, Yogi. In workshops, we do an exercise where it's rhyming, but you take out the words. So it's just gibberish, you know, sounds and using rhymes.
Yo, I'm not even gonna say it. D, you tell them. You tell them.
It works really well. It's just, you know, it's a great thing.
So even with the gibberish, I remember a few years ago, Luck gave me a call. He was like, yo, D. Y'all wanna, listen to this, man. And he's like, and then he had this whole character. It was like MC gibberish, and it was like a whole, you know, just like a whole, just like sound of it. And it's funny when he ran about some people, he was like, "The hell was that?" But the thing is, it's just taking sound. When you take sound and you play around with the sound and you play around with cadences, there are vocalists, MCs, singers that do that. He mentioned Micah 9. Actually, all of the Freestyle Fellowship have different elements of that. Pharaoh Monch. I
gotta say this, dude.
Even
I turned him on. I turned around to Barrington Levi. Yo, that's the man. Word. Has anybody ever heard Barrington Levi? Yes, that is the man. Yeah, okay, right there. That is the man.
Like Ika Mouse and a lot of the early dance hall dudes, and it's a product of, you know, let's not sleep on the dance hall hip hop connection with the chat and toasting.
I mean, but when you look at the dance hall and the hip hop connection, I mean, it's very close, because you got to think about it. It comes out of, first off, Kool Herc, the beginnings of what we know now as hip hop. Kool Herc was from Jamaica. Bambaataa was also from Caribbean descent. Dougie Fresh, Grandmaster Flash, so all of them.
Hip hop is, this is what's really funny. I gotta sit there and say this, and without, you know, sliding off too much. Hip hop is made up of immigrants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and like people don't really check it. It's made up, so you got immigrants, African Americans, right? You know, you can't really call Puerto Ricans immigrants because they're part of America. So you have Puerto Ricans, you know, Latinos. You have white people. So the whole hip hop, you know, the whole hip hop mixture is so rich with everybody, and it's not what's taught to people.